Hello, everyone. The last time we were together, we began a journey through Lent with Jesus. We started when Jesus was born, and he looked up into the face of Mother Mary and Father Joseph, and there was a cross. The mother and father loved Jesus and took care of him, and he grew. When he was a boy, about 12 years old, he was found in the temple talking to and listening to the priests and rabbis. He continued to grow and became a man. And he went down to the Jordan River and was baptized by his cousin John. After his baptism, he went into the desert and faced temptation. Then he crossed the river again to begin his work. His work was telling parables and coming very close to people. And when he came close to them, they were changed. They became well. When Jesus' work was nearly finished, he came back to Jerusalem for one last time. He entered the city during the feast of Passover, when there were lots of people there from many different lands. People thought he was coming to be king, but they didn't understand. They weren't paying attention. Jesus didn't enter the city on a great white horse. He wasn't carried in by soldiers. He was riding a donkey. And it wasn't even his donkey, he borrowed it. But still, on that Sunday, people waved palm branches in the air as he passed, which was a sign for a king. On Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday that week, Jesus was teaching in the temple. And every night, he went back to the Mount of Olives with the 12. The temple guards were watching him. And they said they would arrest him on Thursday. But when they looked for him on Thursday, they could not find Jesus. That evening, Jesus and the 12 hurried through the dark streets, went to a house, climbed the stairs to an upper room of the house, where they shared their Last Supper. After everyone had had enough to eat, Jesus took the bread, gave thanks to God for it, broke the bread, and said something like, "Whenever you break bread like this and share it, I will be there." Then he took the cup of wine and gave thanks to God for it and said, "Whenever you share a cup like this, I will be there." What did this mean? They were confused. Jesus was always saying things like that. They didn't understand. But they didn't forget, and later they would understand. Then Judas got up and left the room, and the rest of the helpers and Jesus sang a hymn. Then they went out to the garden. Jesus wanted to pray. When he was finished praying, he went to join the others. But then Judas came out of the darkness and greeted him with a kiss, which was a sign for the temple guards to take him. And they too came out of the darkness and took Jesus away into the night. And then the 12 also disappeared into the darkness. It was a very confusing night. The next day, Jesus was taken outside the walls of the city of Jerusalem and was crucified. That afternoon, Jesus died, and the sky grew very dark. Then Jesus' friends took his body down from the cross and laid him in a cave. Then they rolled a large stone in front of the cave to close it like a door. The next day, Saturday, was so quiet you could almost hear the earth breathing. Then on Sunday, it was the women who had the courage to come out. They wanted to be close to Jesus. Even though it was sad, they wanted to remember. But when they got to the cave, the stone had been rolled away and the tomb was empty. Jesus had died on the cross. And yet, he was still with them, just as he is with us today, especially in the bread and the wine. When you look at this side, there is also this side. And when you look at this side, there is also this side. No matter how hard you try, you cannot pull them apart. That is the mystery of Easter. And so, on Sunday of Easter, everything changes. We change to the color white, which is a color of pure celebration. Wait a minute. Something's wrong here. Every story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. If our story ends on this side, then the story has ended. But there is also this side. The ending is also the beginning. So we can't really leave our story in a line. Let's see if we can fix this. Let's try something else. There, that's better. Now our story goes on and on. I wonder, what is your favorite part of the story? I wonder what part you think is most important. I wonder where you see yourself in our story. What part is about you? I wonder if there's any part of our story that we can leave out and still have our story.